All right, hey folks, Ryan here from Thistle Hill Farms, and right now we're going to go over our entire crop plan and lineup for the 2022 season. We selected mainly on color and flavor this year, and we have doubled our size. So we will be farming on just under a half an acre by hand, and this is going to be a great year. We'll go over the different varieties for you. We'll let you know when you can expect those ready for delivery or at your local farmer's market. Our game plan is going to be to have things ready about 6 weeks before the farmer's markets even open up. So stick with us, won't you? This is going to get good. Guys, let's start with the alliums, shall we? We had an absolutely wonderful year last year with our onions, and we'll start off with 2 rows. We're doubling up the amount of red onions that we're growing this year. We're going with the red carpet variety out of Vecsey's. Now, I already have these started, as with all the rest of our onions. And we picked this variety because it has excellent storage capabilities. So it's a wonderful tasting onion, as well as lasting well into the fall and the winter if we grew enough. We've doubled this up, so this year we will have 2,400 of these 2 full rows going in. And they will be ready, I would imagine, probably sometime around the beginning of August. All right, here we have our next 3 rows. We tripled up on our Spanish onions. So these are Walla Walla sweets. Last year we grew Elsa Craigs, and I find them very, very similar to the Walla Wallas. We're gonna give these a shot this year. And again, we'll probably be harvesting some of these starting in July. Okay, folks, onto my favorite storage onion, the Patterson. I will show you some pictures that we have of these. These are available right now, and they will be into spring based on our stock, but these store so well. They're a multi-useful onion. We use them in cooking all the time, and we have 3 rows of these going in, so that's that's the better part of 5,000 onions for a wonderful storage variety for into the fall and winter. All right, for our shallots, I have grown these before. They're creme brulee. These are an AAS shallot winner. They store unbelievable. They taste absolutely fantastic. And from what our customers that vote with their wallet say at market, they're incredibly popular. We didn't grow enough of these last year, but we are tripling these up this year. And again, this is something that you will see ready mid to late July and into August. All right, as for our seed onions, I ordered some extra Nebuchon, which is a bunching onion, and we grew those last year as our green onion, and they were fantastic. We're going to split it up this year. We're going to do some Nebuchon, and we're also going to do a variety called Parade from Vecsey's. So these we already have started. I'm starting 100 bunches of these per week, and that will continue probably well into July. So if you like your green onions, folks, we got you covered. And these we will probably start harvesting in late May. All right, folks, as for the garlic, we're sticking with our favorite success story, which is the Red Russian. It has done absolutely wonderful for us. It gives you very respectable sized cloves. We doubled these up as well, so we have 2 full 120-foot rows of them, which is going to add up to 2,400 garlic that we'll be harvesting next fall. These will be harvesting in the late part of July, and they will be cured and ready for sale in August. Okay, folks, and for leeks, we're going with the Lancelots from Vecsey's. We usually, when we plant them, we poke a long hole in the ground to pop them in, which makes sure that you have as much tender, usable part of your leek as humanly possible. Our full row of these is going to add up to another 1,000 of these. And this is a later season crop. So again, we're looking at August. And then from September all the way through until the spring, we should have these for you. All right, it's time to talk carrots. Love our carrots. We're going to start with the first one that you're going to see coming from the garden. and that is our baby carrot. So this is a variety called Mokum, and it's ready as a full baby carrot in 36 days. So this will be sown in the greenhouse in February. It will be sown in the field in 2 different rows successionally. So we should have baby carrots pretty much all the way through the year for you. And we might do one more planting in the greenhouse so that we have some nice baby carrots for Christmas. Okay, here we go. When people speak, you gotta listen. I speak to gardeners from Australia to Switzerland to the UK, east to west coast of Canada, up in Alaska, and the name Yaya carrot keeps coming up again and again for its absolutely amazing flavor. There's been a few markets that have put on taste tests, and this one consistently comes out at the top or darn near it. So this is our main season carrot. We're gonna have a couple of rows of this successionally planted. So our main season carrots will be harvesting in June, and we will have these all the way through the winter. All right, and for our late season storage carrots, we have Bolero. Again, this is one of the tastiest storage carrots. It maintains its flavor and it stores an incredibly long time. So we are going to have 2 rows of these out in the field, which will both be harvested late in the year, and that should give us carrots all the way through to spring. All right, here is our custom rainbow carrot blend for the year. We'll start with this one here. This one's a hybrid carrot called Golden Nugget from Stokes. We'll pop a picture in here so you can see what it looks like. They are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm pretty excited about trying these as well. Uzbek Golds, so we'll see how Uzbek carrots are. This one here, the Black Nebula, just looks amazing. It's so important to us that this food is going to look wonderful on your plate. We also have the Purple Elite. We have Red Sun, a Purple Haze, which I believe has the orange in the middle and the purple on the outside, and then a Lunar White. So this is Thistle Hill's custom rainbow blend. We are going to have 2 full field rows of this. The first one is going to be planted early, and then harvested early as far as baby carrots go, and then that will get replanted. So we should have rainbow carrots, folks, all the way through to Christmas. All right, y'all, let's get into beets. I love me some fresh beets. Their greens are fantastic. So we're gonna start with our baby variety. This is called Baby Beet. It's only 40 days. We are gonna be doing a row of these in the greenhouse, and then we will be transplanting all of our beets this year. So all of our beets will hit the ground at least 6 weeks old. So we should be able to get multiple harvests per row out of these. These will be ready in mid-April out of the greenhouse. Here's our golden beet selection for this year. It's a touchstone gold. They're absolutely gorgeous in the inside. And this is kind of one of those specialty things. Not only does it color up your plate, it's for people that love beets but don't want every meal looking like a murder site. These are fantastic. As far as our cylinder-shaped beet goes, we're going to be focusing on Tanis this year. This is a hybrid, and it actually grows a little more consistent, a little larger than the Cylindra variety that I used to grow. So this one to me is absolutely perfect if you're into pickling because they're already shaped to fit a jar. We're gonna have a couple of rows of these as well, so these should be stored well into the winter. And finally, we're going with just a round red beet, the Boro. It's just your standard red beet. The tops are good for selling just as greens, and it's a wonderful storage beet. So got a ton of these, got a few rows of them going in, and again, this will be late into winter storage and even into early spring. Here's our selection for parsnip for the year. It's the old Hamburg half long. Parsnips were fantastically popular last year. We planted 1 full row of them, and in this year's game plan, we have 2 full rows. So we should have these again well into the winter. Here's another one that we absolutely crushed this year. It's the Celeriac or celery root. We're going with the giant prog this year. I'd like them. I had people compliment me on how big the Celeriac was, but I was looking for a variety that, even a little bit bigger. So I will get these things started off, pricked out, and transplanted out. We do not have one row of these going in next year. We have two. These were popular, and as it stands right now, we are completely sold out. We're sticking with a standard winter kale. These are incredibly hardy. We'll get these seeded out in the spring. And again, this was the last thing standing when the frosts took over. Our favorite type of Swiss chard is the bright lights. You've got the pinks, you got the deep reds, you got yellows, you got whites, you've got everything in between. It's absolutely gorgeous on the market table. And again, this will get started as transplants put out into the field, and then this will be, again, one of the last things standing in the winter. Time to talk a little cabbage, folks. This is our early season, so this is only a 59-dayer. I have 2 rows set aside for these that we're going to successionally plant. They all go in by transplant, so they will be plants that are well started. So we should be able to have a good supply of these cabbage all the way through the year. This one here is a variety, OS Cross. It's a main season cabbage. And one of the reasons why I picked this is because we do an awful lot of sauerkraut, and this will be absolutely fantastic for that. Typhoon is one of the other varieties of cabbage that we're going to be growing. These we should be harvesting, I would say, at the late July and into August for our main season cabbage. And these are fantastic for storage. So we will have cabbage well into the new year. Our red cabbage selection, O'Merrill. This one here doesn't get absolutely huge, but I've found that a little bit of red cabbage goes a long way. It sure colors up any kind of a sauerkraut or a coleslaw. I had a few vendors at farmers market that really like making cabbage rolls, so I am growing a row of the premium late flat Dutch. These are supposed to be a very large cabbage, so I'll probably give them some extra space, but they come in at 10 to 15 pounds, and anything that we don't use gets turned into kraut. As a family, and from our customers' opinions, and from the chefs that we deal with, Broccolini is a huge fan favorite. So I have some varieties here to sort of pair up with different times of year. DeCiso, whatever that's called, that is a 45-day variety. So we are going to have these in the ground transplants in late April, early May, and we will be able to be harvesting Broccolini from June all the way to the end of the year. The other varieties that we're going to be growing are Happy Rich, which is a 27-day variety. The old BC 1611, which is a 33-day variety. This isn't officially a broccolini, but it is a white cauliflower, and I kind of thought that with the broccolini and the white cauliflower in bunches, this would look absolutely fantastic. And then one of the last varieties is an early purple sprout. So we will have green, purple, and then the white cauliflower. If that doesn't make a nice looking bundle on a market table or on your dinner plate, I don't know what will. All right, this one goes out to all the Brussels fans out there. We're doing a very standard variety, a Jade Cross. That's going to be our main growing of Brussels. We're going to have 2 full rows of Brussels, and this will take up 1.5 of those rows. So hopefully we can still have Brussels into Christmas. I also found these. It's a hybrid Brussels. It's called Red Darling. So these are red Brussels sprouts, which again, I thought would be packed with antioxidants and look awfully nice on a table. I found a second variety of purple, which is a little quicker maturing, so I will be growing both of these, and you can expect to see these late August, early September. Patty pan squash. We love these. Our chefs love them. I can't keep them on our table. I'm going to be trying 3 different types of these this year. So we've got a lemon sun, we have sunburst, and we have Y-Star. These are all about 50 days, and I will successionally plant these. We have a full 120-foot row going in. So with successional planting, we should have these available to you from July until the end of the year. 2 selections for our zucchini this year. We're going to try this hybrid Dunja variety. And we are also going to try the Nochi, which I have grown before, and they do produce a very nice smooth-skinned zucchini. Hakurei turnips. I ran into those at market last year, and when I saw those sitting on a vendor's table, they just drew my eye. They were easily bigger than a baseball, smaller than a softball. They were gorgeous. And we are definitely going to be growing these. I'm going to grow these for some early ones, which will be smaller, kind of golf ball size, and then we will do these main season as well. Successionally planted, we got your turnips covered all year. Radishes. Radishes are wonderful. I love them as a crop almost any time of year. We're going to start off with our Easter egg blend that we've been growing for a couple of years. The Easter egg blend it turns out gorgeous. They're very close in maturity dates for the 5 different varieties that are in there. And they store fantastic. So we will certainly be going with Easter egg again. We are also going to do some French breakfast, which is a classic market variety. And then we're going to get a little crazy. We're going to be growing some red meat. So these are white on the outside and red on the inside. We're going to be growing some Spanish black, which is a very hot radish, although it's not quite as hot as the wasabi radish that we're also going to be growing. And then I picked a couple of varieties from India that were bred specifically to be incredibly high in antioxidants, and I'll pop a picture of those in because the seeds haven't quite arrived yet. So we should have about 6 different varieties of radish. And a lot of these are winter radish, which means they will store into February and March. One of our family favorites is the old green bean. I've grown Provider before. They are fantastic. So we're going to stick with those for our green bean. We are going to have our unheated greenhouse is going to be doing our beans this year. So we will have 2 rows of green beans. Then we're going to throw in 1 row of the gold beans and 1 row of the purple beans. Again, if your food looks good, it's going to taste good. Rutabaga, American purple top. I also have some seeds for the variety Laurentian, so we will be doing another full row of these. We harvested about 800 pounds of these this year, and we're down to our last 200. So what a fantastic item mashed. You'll love them. They're so sweet. And Kohlrabi. Kohlrabi was very consistent, very popular at market this year. So we are going to grow a variety called Conan, which is a very nice green kohlrabi that does not get woody when it gets larger. And then we are also going to plant a purple kohlrabi just to add a little splash of color to the table. And in the field, we have an entire row of dill going in. So there'll be 3 rows per bed, 1 full bed. So, I don't know, 300-400 dill that we're planting. Bouquet is a variety that puts out a lot of bouquets. And we have a ton of picklers in the area, so we will have no shortage of this. We'll have a full selection of culinary herbs this year, as we have had every year for the last couple or 3. So that's going to be everything from your parsley and your basil, your thyme, marjoram, oregano, cilantro. We try to grow as many as we can. We are also going to increase dramatically the number of edible flowers that we're growing this year. So that will include, but not be limited to, calendula, marigolds. We're going to have The flowers on the tops of all the herbs. We're going to have bergamot, bee balm. We're going to have borage. We're going to have pansies and violas, and we're going to have an absolutely enormous selection of edible flowers and culinary herbs this year. All right, and as for the greens, we are going to stick with a nice Johnny's blend that we've been growing for the loose leaf greens. So there's red and green romaine, red and green butter crunch, Lola Rosa, and some red leaf lettuce in this blend. It's a very fast maturing blend, so we're going to seed this out mid-February, and we should be harvesting off that in the first part of April, all the way through the year with successional sowings. And we're also going to stick with the Salanova blend. So there's 8 different colored lettuce heads in there. They're absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of our new restaurant mix. They're firm. They stand up well on a plate. Just an overall wonderful lettuce. We're also going to be growing some arugula this year, as well as our spinach, which we have had wonderful results with. We will have that starting in April as well. And there you have it, folks. There is your 2022 starting lineup as far as what we're growing and roughly when you should be able to expect that kind of stuff at market. So thank you kindly for taking the time to take a peek at this video. We're very excited to be bringing you guys the healthiest, most local, chemical-free, and most colorful, flavorful food that we can. Have a wonderful day, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.